Hey everybody, it's Mike from Monkey Fab, and I know sometimes people struggle with some of the bigger AN rubber hose lines like the number 16s and the number 20, and I'm going to show you what I do just to make it a little bit easier for you. So what we got here is a Dash 16 braided rubber hose. Everything below just like you just hand assemble and it just zips together, but the bigger stuff sometimes will give people trouble, and I'll show you what I do to make it a little easier for myself. So for these big hoses, you really need to have probably the proper cutters. It's kind of hard, but you guys can, you know, use a cut-off wheel or something of that sort. So I'm just going to cut all this tape off. Okay. So I don't use any tape wraps because what happens is the tape turns into goo over time and just spits out the whole hose. It just turns into lubrication to help shoot your entire hose out the end. Okay, so these guys, so if it was set in completely, you guys hopefully can see into there where that rubber's lining up on the inside. What I do is I cheat that. All right, so you guys see these nuts? Let me pull this up a little bit, and they got like these little grooves in them. You guys see those grooves down there? And you know that you gotta work the hose down to the top of that. Is how it usually works. The hose is bottomed out at the end of that groove. What we want to do is we actually want to leave ourselves like 1/8 of an inch. All right, so you guys can, that's a little bit better. So you can see with the flashlight there, we're just down about one of those grooves. And that's what we want. All right, so we just give ourselves that little bit of gap right there because we need this guy to catch. And you guys see how tall that is between there and there. If you have it set all the way, I guess, and maybe you have one of those cool little assembler guys, maybe you can do it that way. But it's just kind of hard to compress this into there and get it to start on the threads if you have that up all the way. So usually I'll just do the old red goop trick, put a little on there, lube helps. And then as you go in, I'll just kind of walk it, make sure we hit in there. And then I'll just kind of turn this and push down. And there, our threads are already catching, so great. We'll drop this in. Don't crush these nuts, guys. This is just aluminum, so you'll actually deform them if you push too hard. So let me grab my and then you just bury this guy. And you're like, but I don't know, Mike, isn't that gonna compromise the integrity of the blah, 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 blah? And I'd say, I don't know, but I've had this on the Phoenix for about 6,000 miles on my radiator, and no problems. And you don't have to bury this like all the way into it. What I usually do is once it starts getting real tight, is I'll just make sure the flats line up so it looks fancy, like that. And you guys see there's a little bit of a gappy boy there, but that's it. And then we're good to go, and we got our hose guy on there. And you'll be like, does it work? I don't know. Let's find out. I weigh like 150. I'm 150, pure muscle, pure twisted steel and sex appeal. So we're here. All right, so yeah, it's good for 150 pounds, maybe 160, I got clothes on. So that's how you get these big guys, is just cheat that top guy and you'll be much happier. And you're gonna see it'll kind of narrow down. That's just how these hoses do, is because it has so much pressure right here in the nut where that barb goes in. So they kind of neck down just a little bit and flare back out. That's normal. So there you go, assembling the big boys. Hope this helps.